All right, we are back. Number 4. That puts us at a month.
Fo.
The Wendy's fo. Yeah, so we are back, episode 4. So the plan for this epi, I think we're going to do a little... so we've done some research. The main bit of the episode is all-time names team. So just like bizarre names that we found. We're going to give a little backstory and whatnot, but we're kind of going to get it started.
We got some funny shit.
Yes, we do. We're going to start it off by kind of just running down what's happening now in baseball, like what happened over the last week. Not a ton of stuff, but some big moves happened. So we'll run down that first. I do want to say, before we jump into it, our YouTube numbers are continuing to show us that like only 15 to 20% of people that are watching are subscribed. So if you guys don't mind, if you're watching, to subscribe, drop that like. It just helps us kind of network the podcast out to reach people past what we're posting on Facebook, Twitter, etc. So if you like and subscribe, it'll help out the algorithms and kind of push us to new audiences. So we appreciate it.
Yeah. So I think the first thing that we should touch on real quick is, because we didn't touch on it last week, was our thoughts on the AL and NL Manager of the Year.
I think we all
Terry
Both
Francona.
Yeah.
I don't understand. There was just two guys in, I think, all of our minds that were far and away better than Terry Francona.
I mean, I've Brandon Hyde and Cervais, I think.
Yeah.
How does it not go to one of those two?
My thing with Terry, why would you give it to him when, like, Manager of the Year needs to be a manager that overcame something and, like, kind of did the unexpected, pushed his team to new heights. And, like, to me, Terry Francona, the Guardians basically just did exactly what was expected of them. They didn't do any more. They didn't do any less. It was just kind of like running the mill down the center of the road.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. But they won 92 games. So it wasn't like, why not give it to Aaron? Like, and if that's what we're basing it off of, why not give it to a guy like Aaron Boone? Aaron Boone won 99 games. Why doesn't Aaron Boone get it over Terry Francona?
Right. And I guess, yeah, that's just, I don't know.
I'm not saying I think Aaron Boone should have won it, because 110% should not have. But if that's what we're basing it off of,
I'm wondering if the MLB has like actual like verbiage of what requires to win it. Because to me, it's always got to be a guy that's overcoming something. Like, to me, Brandon Hyde. I honestly, you could say Brandon Hyde deserved it more than Scott Cervais, because as far as the hurdle and how much better he made the team, like the numbers that you were expected versus what you got as an outcome, Brandon Hyde, that gap is enormous.
You think anybody thought the Orioles were going to finish over 500? I don't even think Brandon Hyde thought the Orioles were going to finish above 500.
I think
The
if you
owners,
go back,
the GMs, nobody did.
Go back and look at the projections. I think they were projected to have the worst record in the league.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt
They
it.
made over 500.
Yeah, that one blew my mind. And same thing with the NL too. With Buck Showalter, like again, like sure, you're managing a good team. You didn't even win the division. In a division where you spent more than the Braves. You didn't even win the division. And I don't. To me, it was a no-brainer for Rob Thompson. I thought it should have been Rob Thompson through and through. The dude picked up the helm in the middle of the year and brought them to a World Series.
Yeah, that's like the only gripe I kind of have with that, though. Like, how do you give Manager of the Year to a guy who only coached half of a season? I'm not saying he shouldn't be in the running for it, but he only coached half a season.
So in that instance, if we don't think Buck should have it and Rob Thompson didn't deserve it, who do you think after that? Bomel maybe with the Padres?
I mean, either that or it's got to be Snicker with the Braves. Like, either that or you got to look at Dave Roberts again for 100. Like, I just don't understand what they're basing it off of, or what the criteria is for it. Because if it's going off of just team success, then Francona and who won it for the NL? What did we say?
Buck Showalter.
It just doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah.
So,
and I think we could probably use that to go straight into comeback player of the year. I would say.
I think the AL one is.
Yeah, I thought Verlander's a no-brainer.
Right.
Yeah, you come back from Tommy John surgery to win a Cy Young. You're the best pitcher in baseball. Like, yeah. But the Pujols one in the NL makes no sense. To me, I'm kind of ripping this off of Baseball is Dead, but it's a good point. Like, if you're looking at full body of work and it's a true comeback, Mark Appel should have won it.
Yeah.
Mark Appel got drafted, 10 years ago, first overall, was out of the game of baseball 3 years ago, had retired, and now battled his way all the way back through the minors and made a big league club. Sure, he didn't pitch a ton, but still, if you're asking me, because I don't know, it just seems weird to give it to Pujols, especially so last year you had Trey Mancini. That's very obviously a good shout for a comeback player of the year after coming off of cancer. But I don't know. The Pujols one just almost felt like a send-off kind of thing. We got to give him some sort of hardware.
Yeah.
So we're going to pick him for this. It's basically he just sucked for 10 years, and then he had a good year this year.
He hit 700, and that was it.
For real.
I'm just looking up real quick who the other nominations were.
Did they do nominations for a comeback? Or did they just pick it?
I don't know. It might just be kind of like a
pick kind of thing.
Oh, on the NL side, other players that received votes were Acuna, Mark Appel, David Robertson, Brandon Drury, Nick Martinez, and Ryan Helsley. So
pretty much all Tommy John guys.
I would have kind of made a case for Acuna.
Yeah, I mean he had a down year though.
Right.
It's kind of hard to see what the guy's body of work was before. Then he gets hurt, and he comes back. He's effective, but he's not as good as he was before. It's kind of hard to give him come back.
Right.
You just already know what he's capable of. Otherwise,
Yep. All right. What else we want to touch on here real quick for
the Angels angeling?
The Angels angel.
Just
I don't know. They seem to these deals make a little bit more sense, but
yeah.
I mean, the Renfroe deal is a good deal.
Yeah,
they sent away 3 minor league pitchers for him, or I think Junk might have pitched a bit in the MLB, but I mean they sent away basically 3 pretty low value guys to get Renfroe. Yep. I think, and it's just this year, right? Basically a rental. Yeah,
it's a rental. He's a free agent after this year.
But what they gave for him, and the Angels are a team with the guys they have. If they put it together, anybody want to play for him.
Well,
they just have those guys.
I feel like they're kind of just buying into this. They're okay, our rebuild isn't there. We still have Trout, we still have Ohtani. Our pitching staff is decent. We just need a couple pieces in our lineup, and we can kind of contend a little bit. So it's now you have Taylor Ward, you have Mike Trout, you have Shohei, you have Hunter Renfroe coming, you have Tyler Anderson to shore up the back half of your starting rotation. It's you have guys where you can put a good product on the field. I still don't think it's really going to get them anywhere because you're still playing in one of the best, if not the best division now.
Well, I think the glaring hole that they have in that roster still is their bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Their bullpen is really, really bad still, especially since they got rid of Rizal. Loop had a down year.
Hey, you still got Aaron Loop in there, dude.
A down year though. He sucked this year.
He really, I mean, he wasn't awful. He went 0-5, but his ERA was good.
Yeah. But that's the business of a setup man though. For the most part though, you don't have to have a very high ERA to have a lot of losses because you're usually coming in the game in a volatile situation.
Yeah,
I'm trying to look. The guy, I don't know why I keep yawning tonight. This is crazy. Sorry. The guy in their bullpen that had the most innings was Jamie Barria, and he only had 79 innings. That was the most out of anybody in their bullpen. So they're just it feels like they're just throwing guys out there okay, let's see what you got, and going off.
Well, the bizarre so their starting rotation, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they have Shohei and then all lefties. With Anderson,
Patrick Sandoval lefty, Reed Detmers lefty. They had Syndergaard, who they got at the deadline, so he's a righty.
Syndergaard went to the Phillies.
Oh, you're right.
They got rid of him.
Was with the Angels and went to the Phillies. Yes. I had it backwards.
Yes. Yeah.
Michael Lorenzen started a bunch. He's gone now, I'm pretty sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jose Suarez, was he a lefty?
I think so. And then you have obviously Anderson's a lefty.
They had Jansen Junk. Yeah.
That's a pretty good division to have a lot of lefties, though. If you think about the power bats.
I mean, Jordan for the Astros, but other than that, Kyle Tucker, but they're still massively righty heavy too.
Yeah.
Suarez is a lefty too. Just to go back to that.
Is he? Yeah.
So 4 lefties in already, but I don't know. I don't hate the moves. To be honest, they seem to be more logical moves than what the Angels have typically done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be actual positions that they're kind of shoring up holes that they needed to fill. So I just don't know what their outfield will be now. It's probably Ward, Renfroe, and Trout.
Yeah,
I put Ward in left, Renfroe
Ward in
right.
left, Renfroe in right. Yep.
Yeah.
Trout in center.
I mean, that's also damn good outfield.
Yeah, I was reading too on I think it was The Athletic or something. They were saying there's thoughts that maybe because the ownership group's trying to sell, that the prospective buyers are being like, well, you don't have, other than Trout and Ohtani, who do you have?
Trying to butter the biscuit.
Yeah,
basically.
trying to butter it up, trying to see how much they can actually sell
also,
it for.
we haven't mentioned Gio yet either.
Yeah.
Which, who knows? Gio could be kind of an experiment thing. Someone made a good point that it's kind of hard to, at least from an Angels fan perspective, do you be excited or are you, still kind of annoyed? Because all they're really doing is going out and getting, major league players. They're getting dudes who are going to go out and play 140 games every year.
Yeah.
But I guess the Angels outside of Trout, Ohtani, and Ward this year, then Max Stassi, I guess. Outside of those guys, you didn't really have dudes who are really playing a ton of games.
Well, it's kind of
I mean, that could be a part of their problem is they don't have enough consistency.
Yeah, you can call it a turd, it's still a turd.
This is
I'm
true.
trying to look at it. Yeah, because Jared Walsh played 118.
Yeah, I think he had kind of a down year, though, right?
Yeah, hit 215.
Yeah.
But
what else
all
we
right,
got?
we want to move on from Renfroe. I think that was really all we had for signings for the week. But
The Pirates.
Oh, Carlos Santana. You want to talk about a dumbass move?
They have 2 first basemen now, which I did look. So they had 10 first basemen start, 10 different players start at first base for them in 2022.
Yeah, and then they go out and spend $7 million on some random switch hitter that just isn't. He's not it.
I just don't get it.
Yeah. No matter who plays first for them at the opening day, whether it be Santana or Choi or whoever else, it'll be their fourth different first base in 4 years on opening day. So it's what are you doing?
Who played first base for him this year on opening day?
Didn't go that far.
Chavis?
The Ice Horse, baby.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I just at that point, why not just
I don't know why
take
they
a AAA
him.
guy and
I don't know why they released Chavis. I'm wondering if he was looking for too much or something, but he just seemed to fit in there really well. For
come back to Boston, baby. We'll take you.
Everyone forgets that he also got steroid suspension 5 years ago.
Yeah,
he did.
I'll tell you what. We'll give him Bobby Dahlbeck and a pack of gum.
Yes, they can have him.
Call it even.
Probably tell us to keep Dahlbeck. Send
Let's take the
Just
gum.
take the gum.
Legit.
Verlander, speaking with the Mets, how do we feel about that?
I think that's just going to be a contingency thing for the Mets again. If they don't bring back DeGrom, they'll probably pursue.
I feel like you can't wait.
I know.
No, you can't wait.
And
on
that's
those guys.
the
You gotta get
problem.
one
But
of
I
them.
think that I have the feeling that I think DeGrom is very obviously the priority for them. So I think they're going to try to wait as long as they possibly can.
But I feel like at the same time, they need to come to grips that DeGrom wants the hell out.
Yeah.
And
I
wants
don't
to go to Texas.
I cannot see Verlander signing there. I can't see it.
Well, especially with the history between him and Max Scherzer, where they don't
They hate
necessarily
each other.
like each other.
We were talking about that last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So I don't. Yeah, maybe they're past it now. I don't know.
I'd like to also, speaking of free agents, talking to teams, me and Chris, prediction seems to be coming to fruition. Aaron Judge talking to the Giants.
Out. Not just talk, they took a trip to
Did you see that video?
Yeah.
That's so fake. That's staged. They were literally they're kind of talking about on Baseball's Dead. It's almost like you're hanging out with some random new girl after you broke up with your ex-girlfriend. You're sending pictures of her all over you, and you're making out with her. That's what Aaron Judge just did when he's I'm in San Fran just visiting a family. And she goes,
family and
"Got any
friends."
plans?" He goes, "I got something planned." But I guess they talked about the meeting, and it was like a 12-hour meeting. They brought him around the whole stadium. They showed him everything. Like, I don't know. It seems more and more
it's
likely.
Happening.
Yeah,
Giants are pulling out all the stops trying to get him to go there. I don't blame it, but
it should
be. It's the video of the office where they're all freaking out. It's happening! It's
happening!
Exactly. But I thought about like what his numbers would look like in San Fran. I think what you're going to see so I shouldn't say his power numbers are going to be down. His home run numbers will probably be down. He'll probably hit 35 to 40.
Well, shit. He's not playing in the Cracker Jack Stadium.
But what I will say, he's probably going to have a shit ton more extra base hits.
Yeah,
because those alleys,
insane.
Yeah, is a lot more room for a bat like his to play, where you actually could probably have more impact on a game day to day. In reality, like going gap to gap. So I don't know. I just the more I think about it, the more it makes sense.
Yep. And then last thing before we do it, I think this is the last thing. Just touch on the Hall of Fame ballot real quick.
There's two other things I had on my head, but we didn't.
Sure. Well, go ahead.
So number one, Red Sox getting Park from the Pirates.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really look good for the Bogarts train.
No.
That's all I'll say about
sadness.
that. And then, like, literally an hour and a half ago, Mike Clevenger signing with the White Sox.
Yeah. Big fan of that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's a good move for him. I think he needs to be in a bit of a lower pressure environment. Not that Chicago's insanely lower pressure than San Diego, but
you're playing in a dog shit division outside of the Guardians.
Well, and a division that he played most of his career in, too.
Right.
So, yeah, I just think that's a completely logical signing. I just think it makes sense.
That makes sense to me.
Then you said you wanted to touch on that the ballot.
Just we don't really need to go too deep into it because I feel like this is. I don't know what's happening.
I'll wake up a little bit.
I'm in shambles. I know, dude. I'm gonna go out for a run.
Yeah, right.
No, we don't run.
We already know that's not happening.
So there was just four guys that I wanted to mention real quick, and I think we were all kind of like on the same boat. And it was like, there's not really that many. There's nobody on that list is going to be a first ballot guy.
I think none of them. I think actually most of the guys that were added this year probably won't get in. Period.
Yeah. The only guy that I think has a realistic shot of getting in this year, and it's kind of a long shot, Scott Rowland.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, the only guys that have like an even somewhat realistic chance of ever getting in are like Todd Helton, Billy Wagner, and then you could make a case for Carlos Beltran, but with the whole Houston thing,
I still think Sheffield has a chance. He's just an instance of one of those weird, like, I don't know who to compare him to. Him and Pettit are kind of in a similar situation where, like, I mean, Pettit's in a worse situation because Pettit literally came out and openly admitted to using HGH.
Yeah.
Where Gary Sheffield literally, like, popped positive because he used a steroid cream for, like, athlete's foot or something.
Yeah.
And, like, literally came out, admitted it, apologized, and, like, there's evidence to it. Like, that's what happened. I was reading an article that said he shouldn't – I think I was telling you about this, Cam – that he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because his numbers weren't consistent enough. Like, the dude hit over 500 home runs. He has to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the exclusive groups of our sport.
Mm-hmm.
If he's there, he's got to be in it. But other than that, I think this year, I think Scott Rowland is probably in because he was pretty close last year. And there is a chance, I think, that Todd Helton gets in this year, too. Because I think he was at, 57 or something like that last year?
Helton was at 52.
So there's a chance, but I think Scott Rowland's got the best shot.
Yeah.
I think Helton could get in by the end. He could be a late kind of guy, like, who the hell was it recently? I can't remember.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, Sheffield hit 509 home runs and was a career 292 hitter.
How many hits he have?
2,689.
Yeah, I mean, over 2,500 hits, 500 home runs, and almost a 300 hitter. Like
almost 1,700 RBIs, 200.
And what do you play like? What do you play like? 16 or 17 seasons? More than that, maybe.
I don't think debuted in 88, and last game was 09.
So 20.
So 21.
Yeah, 21
seasons. Yeah, I mean, to me, he's a Hall of Famer, but we'll know. I think the ballots go in January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll revisit.
Yeah. All right.
Want to jump into these goofballs?
Yeah.
Who wants to get us rolling?
This is gonna just be some funny ass.
This is gonna be baseball comedy hour because after last week's pod, the three of us were sitting on here doing our research and basically just laughing our asses off for like an hour and a half while we're doing it. And so we don't know any of each other's picks, but we made sure that we don't have any duplicates. Basically, just by like saying
initials.
Each player's initials, and then we matched them up. So we shouldn't have any duplicates. It's going to get weird. We did some research on every guy. This is going to be a lot of fun. I've been looking forward to this all week.
So
we've been talking about it quite a bit.
Going like pitcher, catcher.
Yeah, we'll just each go. Each of us will say our pitchers, reliever. Well, yeah, we'll just go
give
down
our little bit of info and
all right. So who wants to get us rolling?
We want to start with starting pitchers.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll kick us off. All right, starting pitcher, Tim Spooneyberger.
Tell me about Tim. Tim.
I'm gonna tell you about Tim. He only played 3 seasons for the Braves and the Marlins. Had a pretty good ERA, 3.24 career ERA with a 2-3 record. So not a lot of sustenance there. My fun fact for this guy: he's actually in a band with AJ Burnett called Matter Inc.
So I would assume that they probably played for the Marlins together.
Yes, they were teammates in Miami or whatever.
Interesting.
Was it always in Miami or they?
No, that was Florida. It was Florida before
but was it in Miami?
2010. Yeah. It was always because they played at the Dolphin Stadium for forever.
And then just real quick, he was released in 2005 after he had 2 Tommy John surgeries, right? So this guy was a big league pitcher. In 2008, so 3-year hiatus, signed with the Baltimore Orioles and played in low A.
Just loves the game.
All right.
I just wanted to play some baseball.
Married to the game right there.
I respect it. You want to go, Cam?
Tim. Yeah, I'll go.
You go.
So my starting pitcher is Dick Pole. Let me tell you a little bit about Dick.
Yeah.
All right.
We can refer to him as Richard if you want.
Right. He pitched for the Red Sox and the Mariners. He had a career 5.05 ERA, but only had a career 1.0 home runs for 9. So he wasn't giving up a lot of home runs.
Right.
You know
He's
what?
probably playing at the Polo Grounds.
Yep. And my fun fact about this guy, he coached Greg Maddux.
Interesting.
So,
who did he play for?
Who
did Dick Pole play for? I didn't hear you say.
The Red Sox and Mariners.
Okay, interesting. So you got both of you guys had like new school guys, relatively new, right? If it's Mariners, it had to
this
be
guy.
that long.
This guy was, but yeah.
Don't worry. I guess all of these.
So I think you guys know my starting pitcher because this is the best name in the history of baseball. My starting pitcher is Cannonball Titcomb. So. Some weird, so Titcomb is obviously his real last name. Like that's not even a nickname. Like that's his real last name. So the weird thing about his nickname Cannonball. So like, if you do like a deep dive through all like newspaper clippings and stuff, for some reason he was never referred to as Cannonball during his playing career. Like 2 years before he died, all of a sudden people started referring to him as Cannonball, and it was like his friends claiming that one time he threw a fastball that split a board in half on like the side of a house or something. Yeah. So other than that, not really a lot is known about this guy. Interesting thing though, kind of links him to us. He's a New England guy. He was born in Maine, and he died in Exeter, New Hampshire, which is like literally 40 minutes from my house.
Yep.
So local guy. But yeah, the one and only Cannonball Titcomb.
Cannonball Titcomb. All right. Moving right along. Cam, you want to kick us off with your relief guy?
Sure. My relief guy, sticking with a theme here for my pitchers. This is Dick Stone.
Dick Stone.
Dick Stone. He,
all right.
He pitched 3 games in 1945 for the Washington Senators. That's it. 5 innings pitched total. Gave up 6 hits, has a career 0 ERA, but he did not strike anyone out.
Stallion.
I have no clue why he was not brought back. There was nothing on why this dude was not brought back.
They probably signed him off the street.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Richard Stone.
Dick Stone.
Dick Stone.
You could say he has a stone dick.
Yes.
Rock hard.
I think we all know who I'm going with here.
Oh, the friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast, Boof Bonzer.
Boof Bonzer.
Boof Bonzer.
This is one I will say that we kind of argued about who was going to get Boof Bonzer.
Yeah.
Give it to Chris.
I will humbly accept Boof Bonzer. Career 19-25 record with a 5.18 ERA.
Electric.
I mean, you guys know Boof was a first-round pick?
He boofed it.
He boofed
Not
it.
boofed it.
21st overall out of high school.
Oh, shit.
And then another fun fact, he won the Taiwan Series Championship in 2013.
Really?
You didn't know he played in Taiwan. Now you know.
I wouldn't have known otherwise.
He retired in 2015 from professional baseball.
Interesting. Am I up?
Yep.
So this is one of the guys that I stumbled upon that I found a ton of stuff about. And this is the guy I was talking to you guys about where I'd never heard of him, and he's like a Hall of Famer and considered one of the best pitchers of the dead ball era. So it's Mordecai Three Finger Brown. And there's a reason why that's his name. So first of all, his stats, right? So Hall of Famer, he won a career 239 and 130, 209 ERA, which is the third best ERA among Hall of Famers for qualified innings. Won the World Series twice, 07, 08 Cubs. He actually was on the last Cubs team before that, 2016 or whatever, Cubs. So in his time, he was compared to Christy Mathewson, obviously like is one of the best pitchers ever. And they actually matched up all the time because they both pitched in the NL, and old Three Finger actually outdueled him 13, 11, and 1 was his record up against Mathewson. So they pitched against each other a lot. So I can send you guys a picture of what this dude's hand looks like.
Do I want to see it?
I'll put it in the Discord. So basically, he got hurt. It hurt his hand twice as a kid. So first, he worked on a farm and he was feeding like the thing that chopped up like the meal for the livestock, and his hand just got jammed in it.
Oh,
completely cut off his index finger and cut off part of his pinky. Doctor kind of reset it, and while it was healing, he fell like 2 stories or something, landed on his hand, and his hand looks like it's mangled. It's terrible. It's so bad. I'm gonna send it right now in the Discord, and I want you guys to take a nice gander at this here.
All right. Well, while he's doing that,
I'm not done yet.
Oh,
okay.
Almost. I got a lot on this guy. So I'm pretty much done. So check that out. So that's his hand. So the thing that's interesting, Chris, you'll know this as a pitcher, because his hand was like that, he threw arguably what a lot of people said was the best knuckle curve ever. Because he literally didn't have to bend his knuckle. He would just hold it and his finger was gone. So they said he had a devastating knuckle curve and circle change, which makes sense. And the weird fun fact, he's actually referenced in an episode of The Simpsons. So Mr. Burns is talking about how he wants to put together this like the best baseball team ever assembled. And they ask him what 3 players he could pick. He says Honus Wagner, Cap Anson, and old Three Finger Brown. So that's all I got on Mordecai.
Three Finger Brown.
I found a lot out about this dude, and it's that's his hand you guys saw. Maybe I'll try to find a way to throw it up on the cast, but yeah, that's my only long one. All my other ones are shorter. So,
all right, Sam, I want you to kick us off with your first baseman because
we're gonna do catcher or first baseman.
Oh, catcher, yes.
You guys are gonna like this one.
Oh boy.
So, he was a 5'6", 148-pound catcher. Played in the Negro Leagues for 6 years, and 2 years in the Eastern Color League, which was the first pro black baseball league. Mm-hmm. That's all I have for information on him. But his name, Yank Dees.
Stop it.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. May be able to pronounce Diaz or something like that because it's Deas, but it's Yank Dees. And I'm standing on top of my soap crate or whatever the hell you want to call it, my milk crate, and his name is Yank Dees. That's all I got.
Oh my God.
Right?
Jesus.
That's all you got on him?
Yeah, no, I got literally cool. Nothing existed. He wasn't even on Baseball Ref.
My catcher, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. My catcher is Tony Suck. He's a career 151 hitter, so it fits. No home runs, no RBIs, and 205 at-bats.
Oh, my God.
That's pretty impressive to not be a professional player and not get an RBI.
Yeah.
And 205 at-bats.
Wow.
That name sounds like it should be on Cam's squad, to be honest. But
yeah. He made his Major League debut back in the day for the Buffalo Bisons.
Ooh.
Now the AAA affiliate of the Blue Jays.
Correct. And also played for the Chicago Browns and the Baltimore Monumentals.
Okay.
Whoever the hell that is.
Is that the Federal League, probably?
I couldn't tell you. Go ahead, Cam. That's all I got.
I had Pickles Dillhofer.
No way. Pickles
Dillhofer,
yep. God.
So only thing I wrote down for this guy, this is the most interesting thing I found about this guy. He died in 1922 from typhoid fever. In 1921, he hit 241 with a 241 batting average. So he was playing the year before he died. And then
so he just got it and died?
Yep, just dead.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right. Just dead. Good old Pickles Dillhofer.
Yeah.
I think we might have to make a YouTube video where we do a bunch of creative players and make these guys.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe do a season or something. That'd be funny. You want to take first base, Chris?
Sure. First base, I have good old John Walkenfuss.
Okay.
Naturally, nicknamed Fuss. He was a career 262 hitter with 86 home runs, so little established in there. Not necessarily a fun fact about this guy, but a fact. Got married in October of 2018, right?
Yep.
And the next month was diagnosed with dementia.
Well,
ooh,
that's
just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, I guess.
Thanks for brightening the mood.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And that's all I got on good old Walkenfuss. He died in last year, I believe.
Okay.
So did he play? Did he get married super old, or he played not that long ago?
That was his third marriage. So
he was like 80.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So his wealth was distributed.
Yes.
Evenly.
Yes.
So my first baseman, I have Boog Powell.
Yep. He's a legend.
Yep. 6-time
Good old
MVP.
Boog.
5 with Baltimore, 1 with Cleveland.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Yeah. I think he was a Veterans Committee selection.
Yep. And that's about all I got on Boog. Good old Boog.
All right. I got the one and only Peekaboo Veach.
Oh, God.
All I could find about him is basically how he got his nickname. So he got his nickname because when he was playing for the Kansas City Cowboys in the Union League, they'd run these like timing pickoff moves, and he was a first baseman, where it was basically like a drop glove play where he'd come behind the guy at first, and they'd pick him off. So the opposing team started calling him Peekaboo because he would just like kind of show up out of nowhere. So yeah, that's all. Like I said, most of these guys I couldn't find shit because they played like 1,000 years ago. But yeah.
So I'll take second baseman. I have Rocky Bridges.
That's a great name.
And I want y'all to look at the picture of Rocky Bridges that I just sent from Discord.
That jaw is...
Wait, nah, he's got to have like gum in his mouth.
So, obviously we don't have...
No, he's not, because look at the fielding picture. Maybe he just always has gum in his mouth.
So, this dude has a baseball-sized lump, like right here in his mouth, just for description. And that's essentially all I put about him. Just a picture says it all about that man.
He's playing with like a second person growing out his face.
Career 247 batting average, 313 slugging. But yeah, that's Rocky.
That's not very good.
No, that's Rocky.
Want to go ahead, Sam?
Sure. Second baseman, I think you guys know who this is. Stubby Clapp.
Oh, we do have a duplicate.
Really?
How did we...
I had Stubby listed as my shortstop.
Oh, well, I guess I don't know how that happened. That's probably why we were looking at different positions.
It's all right. We can co-do Stubby and see if there's anything.
All right. So he's currently the Cardinals' first base coach.
Yeah, he is.
His number was retired by the Memphis Redbirds.
Mm-hmm.
He holds a franchise record for most games played for the AAA team, so he was down there for a millennia.
Why?
I think he only played like 3 games in the MLB or something.
23.
Okay.
And had 25 at bats.
Yes. In 2009, he was named one of Memphis's Athletes of the Decade. And in 2010, the club had the Memphis Redbirds had Ode to Clapping Night, where they gave out stubby clap bobbleheads.
I think he also played for Team Canada, didn't he?
Yeah, he had like a if I remember, he had like a game-winning bases clearing a 3-run single. So I'm like, okay. He inherited his name from his dad, so he's actually Stubby the third. His son is the fourth, and my fun fact: his mom's name is Candace.
Candace Clapp.
Candace Clapp.
God damn it!
Oh, God.
Any of the things I missed there, Christopher?
No, you literally had everything out.
All right, perfect. Good old Stubbs.
Good old Stubby.
And
Stubby the third.
He's like 5'5", I think, too. He's a pretty small dude. What do you got, Cam? Who you got playing a 2-bagger?
We already went over Rocky.
Yeah,
Rocky.
I'll do mine. Okay. I have a different second baseman.
Oh, right. Sorry.
So my second baseman is Dick Padden. Career 258 hitter with 132 stolen bases. So Dickie's got some wheels.
Tricky Dick.
Debuted for the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1896.
Jesus.
In 1900, he was sent down to the minors for the Chicago White Sox, where he served as a player/manager.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And that's all we had for good old Dick Padden.
All right.
You guys can do your shortstops if you want.
You want to do third base or shortstop?
Doesn't matter.
We'll do shortstop, I guess.
Yeah, because I don't have one for this one.
This is an all-time. This is an all-time name. Pebbly Jack Glasscock.
Oh, God.
And again, his real name is Jack Glasscock. Like, that's not a thing. Pebbly is just what they threw in front of it because he always complained about rocks in the infield. He was a shortstop. So, interesting thing. I learned a new thing when I was doing research about him. I didn't know that Major League Baseball had a bare hand era. Really? I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. So he was considered the best shortstop of the bare hand era. Basically, like, until Ozzie Smith came around in, like, the 70s, 80s, he basically held every single defensive record at shortstop. Like, putouts, double plays, assists, all that stuff. Like, for stats, he led the league in hits twice, had a batting title, almost 400 swipes. Many of his defensive records stood for, like, over 100 years. He was the 6th player ever to reach 2,000 hits, and only 27 of them were home runs. Yeah, so I can send this card is really cool. I found a baseball card of his, and it's very cool.
Oh.
Yeah, good old Pebbly Jack Glasscock. And actually, just all it says at the top is Glasscock. It doesn't even say the rest of his name. Whatever you guys want to step up next. But
I
don't have one.
Granny Hamner. He won
Granny Hamner, huh?
6 NL MVPs.
Damn, Granny!
In his NL career, he batted .263, .305, and .385. And fun fact about him, when he retired, he was down in Florida. A bridge collapsed while he was driving. He almost drove right off it. It's the only thing I can find about him.
That's bizarrely random.
It's the only thing that popped up when I searched.
Interesting. But he survived.
He did survive.
Good old Granny.
He did not die on the bridge.
Is it Granny Ham? Is that what you said?
Hamner.
Granham.
Yes.
Granham. All right.
3-bagger. Hot corner.
Third base. I had Possum Witted. It's the name. Possum Witted.
That's the name.
Hit .269 over 11 seasons. Won a World Series with the Boston Braves. And his fun fact was he was stationed in France during World War I.
Wonder if he stormed the beaches.
Couldn't tell you. Didn't
God damn it.
Get that far.
God damn it.
Okay.
You take it, Kim.
I have Jimmy Dykes.
Interesting.
He played from 1918 to 1939. In that time frame, won 3 MVPs. Had 958 career walks. And that's a batting average and shit like that for him.
What the hell?
Jesus.
Yeah. This dude he was the Greek god of walks before Euclid. Yeah, so for mine, didn't really have a lot on him, but Toots Coin. Toots Coin, Toots. He played one singular game for the Philadelphia Athletics. I think he went 0 for 5. And then I was able to find his death record. And the only interesting thing I found out was he was a car salesman.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think he died of I forget what they called it. I believe his stomach lining swelled or something, and his body went septic, and he died or something like that. So yeah, that's Toots.
Tough guy had a tough go.
Yeah, he probably had really bad toots if his stomach lining was
rough Toots.
Rough life.
No bueno.
No. All right.
So outfield now, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'll kick it off. My first one, and we'll start this off by saying we didn't go position by position. We each just picked 3 outfielders.
Yes.
Yeah.
My first one, Bud Weezer.
I like it. Like the
I
band?
was like, how could I? I was thinking more like the beer.
Does he go with the beer company? Yeah.
Oh, or Carl Weezer? Is it his dad?
It could be pronounced Weiser and be Budweiser.
Weiser?
I didn't exactly look. I assume it's Weiser.
No, we're gonna say it's Weiser.
Budweiser. 162 hitter in 2 seasons for the Phillies.
Electric.
Yeah. So in 1919, he was sent to the International League. And then that next year, he was still playing in the International League. He deserted his team, just left. So he was playing for the Reading Coal Barons at that time, and he left them to go play in the Bethlehem Street League.
All right.
Right. So after that year, he applied for reinstatement to the International League. Was denied.
I mean, hey. He had a lot to fall back on. He could have easily gotten sponsored by Anheuser-Busch.
Yep.
Our official athlete of Budweiser beer. Budweiser. So my first outfielder is Buttercup Dickerson. This one's actually really interesting because you know what team he played the longest for? The Worcester Ruby Legs of Worcester, Mass. Who, based on if you look at when teams were dropped and added, was actually the Phillies before they became the Phillies. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of bizarre. But yeah, played for the Worcester Ruby Legs, which also went by the Worcesters and also the Brown Stockings. He's widely regarded as the first Italian-American pro baseball player, but there's a large conglomerate of people that claim that he's not Italian at all, and they want him banned from the Italian-American Hall of Fame. It's really weird.
All right.
But yeah, that's good old Buttercup Dickerson.
My first outfielder, I have Pussy Tebow.
Oh, God.
He was born, local guy, born in Worcester.
Hey.
He played in 1895 for the Cleveland Spiders.
Mm-hmm.
Played 2 games for them, had 8 plate appearances total. Managed to go 3 for 6 with 3 singles, 2 walks, and a strikeout.
That's not a bad line. I came across the Cleveland Spiders too. I did not know that was a team prior, and that's why that was a name that was up for before they became the Guardians. That was one up there. I didn't know that until I did this research, so that was cool.
Yeah, that is my guy Puss.
Good old Puss.
My guy Puss.
Good old Puss.
Good old Pussyfoot. All right. This one, I think we all thought this one was one of the better ones that we had. Mm-hmm. Good old Johnny Dickshot.
Shot in the dick.
So 276 hitter in 6 seasons. He proclaimed himself as the ugliest man in baseball. And so I was reading up on this dude a little bit, right? And while at a game, one fan said to him, and he lived to tell this story. He goes, one fan said, "I want my wife to see you so she'll appreciate me." That's how ugly he was. I'm like,
well, I think I looked him up, and he was a hideous man.
Oh yeah,
not
really in a position to say much, but
hey.
But once he retired, he opened a tavern. Anybody want to guess what the tavern's name was?
Dick Shot's Tavern.
Close. Dick Shot's Dugout.
That's kind of awesome, actually. Where is it? Does it still exist?
I don't know. I can look real quick.
Yeah, Google that, because we might have to make a trip. When we go global, we'll go to Dick Shot's Dugout.
Dick Shot's Dugout.
That's fantastic.
Watch it be in, like, Boston.
I would die.
I can't find anything on it.
Damn. All right, well, I'll go next. I got a very simple one. I literally have no information on him. Outfielder Chappie Snodgrass. Played 3 games with the 1901 Orioles. Went 1 for 10 with a rib. That's all I got.
Cool.
Literally
Man,
couldn't
that
find
was
anything
the end
else,
of it.
but the name was too good not to throw in.
So, this name, I saw him on a list when I was just looking up just funny or cool baseball names. And I like his name, and I took the advantage to look a little more about him. But we all know him. We all celebrate the day. Bobby Bonilla.
It is a good name.
I
It is
love
a
the
great name. Yeah.
So I just kind of looked up just different facts about him. I didn't realize that Bobby Bonilla Day didn't start until 2011.
Yeah.
And he was dropped he last played in the game in 2001.
Yep.
But yeah, he played.
Yeah, it was a stupid loaded contract.
Oh yeah, I was reading a lot about that contract when I saw his name, and
There's actually rumors that if the Mets try to sign Verlander, that his would be a similar contract to Bobby Bonilla, which I think Edwin Diaz's is like that, right?
Yeah, Edwin Diaz.
42.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's a great it's kind of like a pension at that point.
Yeah,
financially, it's pretty responsible actually.
Well, it's like when we were talking about free agents, you guys were saying the Giants give out ownership as part of their contracts. It's like kind of not ownership, but you still get paid later on.
Yeah, it's a pension basically.
Yeah. Bobby Bonilla. We'll throw him in the list.
Legend. I believe he also played for the Pirates, if I remember right. Before the Mets.
He did. Yeah. White Sox, Pirates, Mets, Orioles, Marlins, Atlanta, and St. Louis.
Jesus Christ.
And the Dodgers.
Crazy.
What the hell? Who's your second outfielder there, Christopher?
He already said this.
Yeah, I did my second one.
Oh,
we're on the last.
Third one. Not a lot on this guy, but Joe Blong.
That's a great name.
So, only played 3 seasons, hit 216. Kind of like a Shohei Ohtani. He was a pitcher, too. Won 13 games on the bump. But in 1877, he was kicked out of baseball for crooked play.
Is that even? He's like spiking guys.
I don't know. He's
spiking guys, setting people on fire when they weren't looking.
Yeah. Just like I don't know, throwing at their head intentionally all the time. I don't know. Got kicked out of baseball in '77. Notre Dame graduate though, in case you're wondering.
1977 or 1877?
No, 1877.
Okay. You can't just say 77.
Yeah, 1877.
Interesting. I got another one. Not a lot on him. Phenomenal name. Dizzy Nutter. Just like one of my favorite. I think behind Jack Glasscock, that's probably my favorite one. And Three Finger Brown.
That sounds like one of those like kid snacks that you would get.
Yeah.
Like, can I get a Nutter Butter? Can I get a Dizzy Nutter?
It's a Nutter Butter with like LSD in it.
Let me get a Dizzy Nutter.
Yeah. So all I got on him is he debuted for the Boston Braves, played 18 games, went 11 for 52 with all singles, never played in the majors again.
Good.
Yeah. And I think, who is it? Who was the pitcher? It was, it reminded me of, because he's Dizzy Nutters, Dizzy Dean and Daffy Dean, the brothers who pitch for the Cardinals. That's kind of what came to mind, but yeah.
All right. So last guy on all of our lists, Chicken Van Winklewolf. He played from
Chicken Van Winklewolf. There's just so much going on there.
What the hell?
Played from 1882 to 1892.
Good for chicken.
But 10 of those years were in AA. So the last year he decided he was called up to the MLB, played in 3 games, had 14 MLB at-bats, logged 2 hits and 1 home run.
Hey.
Good for that guy.
Winner, chicken dinner, am I right?
Good. Good for chicken. Good for chicken. Oh, God.
So that wraps up our...
Yeah.
I think it would be really funny if we did maybe threw these guys on an MLB The Show team and did like a season or something.
Absolutely.
Johnny Dickshot gets into one.
Jack Glasscock with a phenomenal defensive play at the shortstop position.
Here comes defensive replacement.
Except if he plays, he can't wear a glove.
Stubby clap.
Chicken will be the fucking
the mascot.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so I don't know. Next week, do we have any ideas what we might run down? Do we have anything on that the sheet that we've been kind of throwing ideas in?
We haven't really added too much to it. I can add more to it tonight, but obviously we'll touch on more signings and stuff and things going on around the league and whatnot. And
yeah. I think surprise.
Yeah, I think like we had talked about what all-time ballpark foods is one.
Yeah.
Best minor league teams.
Mascots.
Yeah. Minor league team mascot, or we could just do mascots in general because Wally the Green Monster. Shouts out.
We've already established there's no other acceptable option other than the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
Well, are we just talking about like team names and mascots are 2 different things?
Well, we can just do the
just names.
I guess it would be the team names.
Yeah,
so
we'll
like
just do the names then.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be like
Yeah.
Red Sox, it would be Wally.
Right. Yeah. So
we can do team names.
So we got food, team names. I think stadiums would be a good shout. Unis would be better if we could find a way to like throw them up.
Yeah.
On the pod.
Well, we could, but then you wouldn't be able to see us, which isn't a big deal. But we can share. You can share screen.
Yeah. I was going to say we'll figure that out, but
yeah.
This is a fun one. I was looking forward to this, and it did not disappoint. Yeah, I think
everybody keeps Stubby Clap in your thoughts.
Yeah, he's one of the few surviving players I think we have.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
him, Boof Bonzer.
Going back to Pussy Tebow, he also had a brother. Forgot about to mention his brother's name was Patsy. Come, Patsy.
Pussy and Patsy.
Come, Patsy.
Come, Patsy. You make me sad. Come, Patsy.
All right, we'll call it a draw.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think now that we did all our recaps and everything, now is where we really we're going to have to put our nose to the grindstone and start digging for some stuff to get us through the off season.
Yep.
I think once the WBC rosters are all announced, we should definitely do a WBC
for sure.
preview.
Absolutely.
That's an easy
one.
We're going to...
I'll make a sheet tour. Keep updating the sheet with our free agent signings, who went where and who was right.
All right.
Yep.
And then we can kind of make like a little game out of it.
Like points, like a fantasy game out of it or something.
Yeah.
Like 1 point for the right division.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or something like that. 5 for the right team, or 2 for the right team. Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we got some stuff in the works here. We're gonna keep on. We got to just grind through the off season. Maybe
we're gonna have so much fun come springtime, dude.
Oh, I know.
It's gonna be electric.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah, we like I said, just got to keep grinding. Got to keep scrounging for content. Kind of, it's tough this time of year, but be ready for those 2 weeks. 2 weeks when we get into probably at least March. Probably once WBC starts, we'll probably go into 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what?
When is that scheduled for?
I think it's like March 1st, March 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's most of the month of March.
Yeah.
You guys have any? I was gonna say I'll just throw out a rec for baseball fans out there. I just recently watched Facing Nolan on Netflix. It's fucking awesome. basically just documentary on Nolan Ryan's career and kind of like the background of it with like him and his wife and stuff like that. It was it was pretty awesome. I don't know if you guys have any Rex baseball or not, but that's what I just watched recently, and it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to give that a watch. I might do that tonight, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. I think it's like an hour 20. Yeah,
maybe. I'll throw it on.
Really started tonight.
It's really good.
Finish it tomorrow or something. But
well, it's cool because like Nolan Ryan is like this like stoic character that you never used to hear from. He doesn't say much, and he executive produced the doc, and he's in it, like interviewed through the whole thing. And it's you get to see kind of cool inside stuff about like the Robin Ventura like hit by pitch of the mound charge and everything, like the backstory to it, and like is
put him in the headlock and give him the.
He was like 46 years old when he did that too. Give no fucks.
Robin Ventura's running out there with a dick full of confidence just to get his ass kicked by.
Well, if you watch the doc, you'll realize why he ran out there like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think does that wrap it up for this week. You guys got anything else you want to throw down?
Just one thing I wanted to touch on real fast because I know we'll forget to do it next week. Let me scroll up and find it right here real quick. So they released the number with how much the Astros players made for winning the World Series and how much the Phillies players got for losing the World Series. Mm-hmm. Either of you see this?
Yeah.
The Astros one was crazy.
Yeah.
I forget what it was though. But they also, I think they paid out a lot to like investors and stuff too, didn't they?
Yeah. So, this is championship playoff shares. Mm-hmm. So Astros was $526,347, and then the Phillies,
it's like $2,000
National League ones received $296,255.
I mean, so that's like everybody basically in the organization, right?
Yeah.
Right. I wonder if like the Bat Boys get that.
I'm gonna go with probably not.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe.
But I bet you there's players who are like, here, I'll slip you a crispy $10K.
Yeah. Probably something like that. That is interesting.
But, other than that,
got anything, Cam?
That's all I got.
Nope, I got nothing.
All right, people.
Made it a month.
What'd you say? Oh, we made it a month.
Made it a month.
Nope, not canceled yet.
Nope.
4 down, $1 million to go.
Yep.
Let's go.
Shout out Bush League Boys fan. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube.
Everywhere. Yeah, click that link tree.
Follow us on Twitter. We got that link tree set up.
Yeah. Just follow everyone.
TikTok going.
Cam's responsible for the TikTok, so if anything weird happens...
Yeah, sorry. Nope.
I won't take blame for it.
That'll be what gets us canceled.
Probably.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next Monday. Keep a watch on Twitter. Might throw up some polls maybe to see what we should do the next episode on. Maybe take a little fan poll or something like that. So keep your eyes peeled. Turn those notifications on everywhere, and we'll catch you guys in a week. We out ya.
Yeah.